Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the UglyMugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
So, I have a coffee that I have not tried yet. It's sitting in front of me right now.
Is it better than the last three you've tried?
No.
Oh, no.
It's Folgers Instant.
Oh, okay. So you finally
You tried
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking that plunge. It's the little packets that they're single serve, you rip them open, pour it in. 6 ounces of water. It smells terrible.
Well, yeah.
It almost smells like bouillon, which is really confusing because it's coffee. So here we go. Let me try this. Okay, it's not good, but it's not as bad as I expected.
Okay. Well, I don't like my tea for this week. It is a Monster Rehab White Dragon tea. It is tea with dragon fruit and energy. I don't like it at all.
Have you had dragon fruit?
I have had dragon fruit. No.
To me, it's almost flavorless. Like, there's a little bit of flavor there, but not very much.
It is very, very bland, if you want to call it that. But yeah. I prefer the regular Rehab that is orangeade or lemonade. This one just ain't going to cut it. This one's terrible. Yeah, I'm probably going to throw this half away. Like, I don't stop drinking, but it is in a mug, and I'll do my best to try and finish it, but I have 2 bottles of water here in backup.
Well, I'm glad you tried something new, though. I'm proud of you. So we got a lot of news today, actually.
A lot of news.
The world's starting to kind of rev their engine again and get moving, so things are starting to happen.
Very, very steadily, but yes.
Do you want to take a run through the trailers? We'll start there.
Sure, let's go ahead and hit the trailers. So, one of the first ones I showed Quincy is something that made me feel really bad for the wrestling world. Well, worse for the wrestling world. And that was the WWE Battlegrounds. It basically wants to be WWE All-Stars. It wants to do something, and then it was John Cena versus The Rock, and The Rock threw John Cena into an alligator's mouth.
Yeah, and then I don't follow WWE very closely, so I didn't know who the two women were.
Becky Lynch, and who I'm going to assume is Charlotte Flair.
And one of them full on, like, Iron Fist glowed yellow.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the whole design of it is a little weird.
Yeah, it says it's an arcade style grappler, and it looks weird, and it doesn't make me feel good. I don't know. I guess it's a safe route to stick near the arcade game, so that way they don't have to do more technical nonsense for another 2K.
Well, now here's my thing.
Fiasco.
People say arcade style, and they give us something simple.
Yeah.
I want you to go and fucking play some true classic arcade games and tell me how fucking simple they were.
Well, hold on. There were simple ones. Yeah, like WWF Royal Rumble, the 4-player.
No, I'm talking like arcade.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was in the arcade.
I'm talking like Pac-Man, Galaga.
Oh, you're going 2-button.
Yeah, I'm talking like original shit, you know?
Yeah, I getcha.
It became this like farce of like, let's make arcade simple quarter-eating machines, not something that you like built skill out of. So
very fair, very fair.
I don't like the way it looks. And I feel like the whole arcade thing is definitely, like you were saying, a way to get away from having to do anything more technical, because they obviously can't handle it with the whole WWE 2K. What was it, 19?
Yeah.
2K20?
2K20 was terrible. Well, 19 wasn't that great, but 20 made it so much worse.
I think I got 19 for free, played one match, and went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, 2K20, I don't think they've patched it to the point of us talking, but you can bring in one of the steel steps and if you position it just right,
yeah,
you can glitch through the ring and get stuck.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I was trying to... I don't remember what game it was that glitched out on me, and I kept trying to repeat the glitch, and I couldn't. And I was both happy and upset, because it was like, okay, yay, it's not a repeatable glitch. But then I was like, well, damn, I want something cool to record to put on Twitter. Yeah, this is not going to get any money from me. This is one of those ones that if they gave it to me for free, I don't even know if I would claim it.
No, this does not look fun. The Rock's head looks bigger than his actual head.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. But let's lean into something a little bit more interesting. Deadly Premonition 2, a Blessing in Disguise. What an interesting...
Very James Bondy.
Very James Bondy, very psychedelic toward the end, where it shows a pregnant woman with the stretch marks colored in, an eye
thought that was like
opening up.
A big, hairy, fat dude.
I don't know. And then a weird guy wearing a purge mask.
At one point, there was a lady with booty shorts shaking around.
Yeah, but good news, July 10th, 2020 is our date for that. I'm excited for it just because I love Swery's crazy, fucked up mind. I'm excited for it, so, yeah.
Yeah, I was telling you off air how I feel about it, which is I'm fine with it. I'm excited for it. It's been years. I just hope they fix certain things like, the gas prices and the insane amount of gas your car uses.
Yeah, I just had a problem with the size of the maps, so hopefully that gets a little bit more condensed. I'm looking at the...
Big maps are good depending on the kind of game. This is not the kind of game that needs a big map.
Yeah. A little bit smaller, please. Thank you. Another one that kind of took us out of left field, Daymare, 1998. Very reminiscent of Resident Evil 2. And
like hard Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah. It had a guy that looked just like fucking Hunk.
Well, and then I didn't catch I don't remember what it was that was on the back of the cops or soldiers.
Hades.
Hades, and it's dotted, making it an anagram, just like stores.
That game's doing really well.
I can't wait to play 3. I haven't had the money.
Oh, man.
If I don't know if I'm gonna be bad and use a little bit of my stimulus check for it or not.
Right, yeah.
No, it 3 does look really good, but this new thing that's like this, I don't even know what to say. Like, you're saying it's a tribute, it definitely pays homage, but at the same time, it's like, where do you draw the line on paying tribute and just being a ripoff?
Yeah, I mean,
because the puzzles look the same, the zombies look the same, the monsters even kind of look like them.
Yeah,
the monsters look a little bit like they went Resident Evil, but let's put a little bit of prototype in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the moss from 7. Where
the moss was weird in 7.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much enemy variety in 7. You only had skinny guy, crawly guy, fat guy, bug. That's pretty much it.
One thing that pissed me off with 7 is I got it down to an art. Yeah. Where I could use a knife to properly kill the moss creatures. And every now and then, it just wouldn't connect on a hit, and they're fucking attacking me. And I'm like, that hit. I know that hit. There's no reason it shouldn't have hit.
Yeah, playing the game on Madhouse mode, I can feel you. I can feel what you're talking about. It was the hardest fucking thing of my life.
But it was a good game, nonetheless. And it did a lot with a little.
Next up on the ordeal list is Population Zero. The trailer didn't exactly show a lot. It showed a lot of environment.
The concept I got is you're trying to explore this world for whatever reason.
And I'm the wanderer.
They didn't make. Yeah, you're very much the wanderer. I walk alone.
Yeah.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Pretty much.
The concept I got was very much you're on your own out there. That's the Population Zero thing. You're trying to find whatever it is, whether it's exploring the world or whatnot. And you can tell, weather's going to be a thing. There's going to be monsters. There's going to be all these different things affecting him. But when you die, you start back at the beginning where you landed.
Yeah.
That was the feel I got, because it looked like something happened to him, and he comes walking out of that thing again. and you can see he's healed. Like all the wounds on his face are gone, and the aging, the tiredness is gone.
He looks at his watch, and he has 160 something days left.
Something like that.
I don't know.
It looks interesting.
It does look good.
Some of the armor very much felt like Destiny.
Yeah.
A lot of it felt like Outer Worlds. Like color schemes and things like that. I think it might be good. This is one I'm going to probably keep an eye on for a little bit. Do you remember the release date for this one?
Give me 1 minute.
Do we even have one?
I don't think so, but give me 1 sec. I'm going to find out. 5/5/2020, so very soon.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they better drop another thing. Oh, actually, it looks like they've already got gameplay out. We just have to watch it.
Cool. So I'll do that later. But damn, in 6 days from today.
Yeah, so we're a little late on the ball. Either that or they waited a little long to start advertising.
I mean, this trailer just dropped.
Okay, so they waited a little too long to advertise.
Mm.
Let's talk about that Maid of Skur.
Maid of Skur, okay. So this one's going to be released in June 2020. I'm going to get that off the set right now. This game already looks done. This game looks like it's already set and ready to go.
Yes.
You basically play as a reporter. It's hard to tell what you're playing as, but you enter a homestead, and everything is just already there. You enter, and it seems like people are there. Mm-hmm. And these people are wearing these linen type of masks. There's no ear holes, no eye holes, no nothing. And it's a creepy game that you said looks like Outlast with Amnesia. Yeah,
and very much, I very much get the Outlast because it's the very same concept of first person, you're running from everything, trying to keep from getting caught type thing. It doesn't look like you fight back. Which, personally, I don't enjoy games like that. I understand the appeal. It's just not my kind of game. Where I got the Amnesia feel was... It looks like they're really going to try to fuck with your psyche in this.
I want that.
So... Like, your character may not necessarily have a psyche bar.
No,
or a sanity bar.
But
you as a player have your own.
I love games that kind of toy around with you in the same sense of, hey, is what you're doing right? And then at the same time, oh, there are people who are just wanting to live their life and you're kind of intruding on that. It's time to see what they see. I want to be excited for it. I do, but I don't think I'm going to get this one. This one I feel is going to be a heavy miss until I get some actual, like, insight. But
now, what if they drop it on Steam or something super cheap?
$10. I'll do 10. I'll drop a 10 for it. I'll drop a 10.
I was looking at the sales on Xbox because they got a new run of sales, and I don't remember what it was, but there was something I was looking at that I was like, 15's just a little too much. You drop another 5 off, and you got me. 10 seems like a magical number for things that you're just not comfortable with yet. And then we have our final trailer, probably the biggest one. What do you mean,
I don't remember what this one is. Oh, fuck. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
There you go.
I was like looking at the tabs and I'm like, which one is it? Oh, it's that one. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They dropped a 4-minute long trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It is big in their story. The choreography of the fight scene and just that big war that they had. Oh my god. They worked hard. I'm excited. I've never been excited for an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag, and even with Black Flag, I felt underwhelmed. This does not seem like it will... I think this one will deliver on its promise of a good Assassin's Creed game.
See, it's funny, because I was excited for Origins. I was excited for Syndicate. Syndicate did well. And so I was excited for Origins, and I ended up being let down by Origins. So I wasn't all that excited for Odyssey. And I'm actually rather enjoying Odyssey. This one, I'm a little weary. It looks really good in this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
and it's set for the holiday of 2020, and they're saying current and next gen gaming consoles. My issue is, and US you get PC as well. UK they don't have pre-order for PC, at least not yet. My issue is I'm worried that they've fallen so much into this, let me make it a big battle simulator thing, and I'm getting that from this trailer again because we're seeing these massive battles, that's starting to take up a little too much of the game. But we still have time to tell. What I found really interesting was the first thing I actually told you after the trailer was, at the end of the trailer, you see him use his hidden blade.
Yes.
Because, he's an assassin, they have hidden blades. But his is, like, on the top of his arm.
Yeah, it comes out the front, not the back. Ooh.
Yeah, so it's, like, shooting above the wrist, not... shooting above the hand, not from under the palm.
I think it's to kind of make it more of a punch dagger than just a deployable, because with the deployable it has the spring load and it jams with it, but with this it seems like it comes out and it stays out and you just punch with it,
which is cool.
That's fucking great.
I'd like to see, like, story wise how that's explained and how that's all going to go. So yeah, it's Ubisoft Montreal.
The good one.
We just have quarter 4 for 2020, so just sometime for the holiday. And platforms currently are Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Stadia, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, and PC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious how this is going to function on the Stadia, because you know how I feel about the whole depending on your internet to make your game work.
I watched a little bit of Stadia gameplay on Twitch not too long ago. It's not that bad if you got the power to run it. I will admit it did look good, and even when his internet hiccuped and Twitch went a little wonky, he was still running pretty good. He was still running pretty firm and fair.
That's good, and I'm glad. I know that at the same time I'm sitting here I'm in a big city with some really decent internet. I've got the second highest that my provider offers.
Same.
And every now and then I can't get fucking Netflix to load,
Yeah. I tried running a DuckTales episode the other day, and it was like, I'm sorry, what? I can't quite hear you over the sound of buffering. I was
buffering?
Like, I've never had to buffer for a long-ass time up until 3 or 4 days ago.
It definitely doesn't help that so many people are home right now.
It doesn't help that either, I suppose.
And so many people are working from home. Everyone's having to video call and video chat and run systems and all that shit.
But to anyone who can hear me, go watch the new DuckTales. They worked really fucking hard.
I've seen a couple random episodes. I haven't actually sat down to watch it, but what I've seen I've really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. They even have some really good inside jokes that I'm like, I'm surprised this was allowed on Disney. I was actually like, you...
There's a few things they slip by every now and then with some of these things that I'm like, ooh. I'm kind of glad you did that.
It makes me happy, but at the same time, how dare you? That's all for the trailers as far as... I played a little bit of Valorant just after our last cast. They finally dropped me a beta key.
Okay.
It's basically Counter-Strike. It plays damn near like Counter-Strike. It feels really good. It feels really fun.
I mean, that's what it looked like just watching the trailer. I was like, ooh, Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it is pretty much Counter-Strike with superpowers. That's it. Yeah. The only other thing I have to say is it's much more quicker than Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, it takes you a good, we'll say, from CT to, let's say, Inferno to Site A. It takes you a good 20-odd seconds. In Valorant, from CT to A, it takes you a good maybe 5-10 seconds, if that. Just because the maps are a lot more condensed and a little bit more here or there. If you're trying to rotate, it takes you an extra second because you have to go around or go through something. The guns feel individual while at the same time having the same ordeal or stats. It's very nice. It feels like a better Counter-Strike, and this coming from a Counter-Strike player. This feels good. Riot's doing a lot of crazy shit. They just released another trailer for Legends of Runeterra for my favorite area, Bilgewater, which is the pirate-ish area, and it had MF, Misfortune, basically luring Graves, a bounty hunter, to help out his bounty hunter friend, Twisted Fate, card gambler style individual, and a lot of exchanges were around, and it's a very, very beautiful trailer. Even if you aren't going to play Legends of Runeterra, go check out the trailers. Those are fucking pretty. The one for Ionia is a good one. They're all good. They're all good. I'm not going to try and tell you which ones are the best. Riot is in this position of, we hear you, and we're just going to keep going. Like, they have Volibear with their Eldritch Horror Volibear releasing soon. I'm excited for that. They've got more cards for Legends of Runeterra continuously coming out. They have Valorant changes going up every single day. League of Legends, their OG game, is getting patches every other week still. This is a company that knows how to handle it now.
So you just made me think of something. So you mentioned cards for Runeterra.
Yeah.
I tried getting on Gwent the other day.
Okay.
Downloaded Gwent on my phone. I was like, well, I'll play some Gwent.
Okay.
I cannot get in. It just keeps saying that it can't connect to the server for me to check my internet connection. Oh. I've uninstalled, reinstalled multiple times, gone off my internet, off my Wi-Fi. I've gone back on it. I've used my phone's 4G. Cannot get into the game. I just gave up and deleted it. I'm done.
And then meanwhile, you got frickin' Riot saying, hey, we just opened up 10 more servers all across all of the regions we have.
Well, to make things even more frustrating, I went to their website and I was like, all right, well, see if it's down. Nothing, and it says if it's down, we'll announce it here. And it gave a Twitter link, which I clicked on. That Twitter link has not posted anything in like months, like 6-7 months. So I was like, all right, Gwent doesn't want my business, and I moved on.
Meanwhile, you got literally, they just released the Shadow Isles before Bilgewater, and then Bilgewater just released. They said that they're going to double up on all of the packs that are already out, and even have a uncolored pack for those who are wanderers, such as Yasuo and Jax. Holy shit, they are planning for the future, and I love it.
Oh, that's what you got to do. So something like this.
Oh yeah, and so far there are a lot of cards and a lot of really nice looking cards at that. Thresh looks intimidating in Legends of Runeterra, because even in the trailer, it has a lot of lore of I believe it is an Ionian or a Shuriman person, in a boat that is protected by this lantern of a sort that basically pulls out a golden light, and basically what a person has to do is run out of that into the Shadow Isles, which is like this dark island that's surrounded by this deadly mist. Run out and light a lantern that's way out there to keep it at bay. And I'm not going to really spoil it, but it really tells you what the Shadow Isles are all about in a 2.5-3 minute long trailer. And God, Riot, stop it!
But you don't want them to stop it.
I don't want them to stop it. They are now doing what I had asked them to do 2 years ago, and that was keep the story going, because there wasn't much story 2 years ago. There was nothing 2 years ago aside from the new
even dial back to like earlier in our pod, and we've only been doing this for a little over a year. Yeah. I was saying my issue is like, yeah, it's cool that you get to go in with all these different characters, but where's the story?
Yeah.
And now we have it.
Now we're having we're having too much. Too much.
I mean, is there really such thing as too much of a good thing?
Yeah. Would you eat too much really good cheesecake?
I mean, I've done it plenty of times. Yes, I get sick, but I go back to it.
Would you have 2 cheesecakes?
You know, if I didn't have self-control, I probably would.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I I'm hyped for that. Other than that, more Cuisine Royale. I've been playing a game on Steam that reminisced me of my time in arcades called Fast Beat Loop Racer GT. It reminds me of Initial D.
That's a mouthful.
That was a mouthful. It reminded me of my time in the arcades. It plays just like Maximum Tune. That's all I can really say as far as what I've been playing. I've been watching DuckTales because I have no self-control over that.
I mean, that's not cheesecake, though. You're fine.
Yeah. Still going to get diabetes, though.
Possibly.
I'm going to go grab an energy drink. Keep on.
She's just going to leave me like this.
I mean, I'm right
I can't
here.
believe we've done this.
I can hear you.
Yeah, see? You guys hear him back there? Just shouting at me like that?
Hello?
So rude.
Hello?
No, I figure I'll go into my game reviews, because I jumped through a bunch of different stuff, mostly because there was Game Pass points to be earned.
Whew.
So, we'll start with the first one I did. I played a little bit of Mud Runner.
Okay.
I don't like it. It's just not my thing. I can definitely see the appeal, but it's kind of like Farming Simulator, which is going to come up here in a minute, where it's a very specific, like,
You push mud, you push
audience.
tree, you push this. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so there was one to basically run over like 15 mushrooms. That was like the Game Pass thing. I was like, I can do that, and so I just played long enough to be able to do that, and then I uninstalled it. It just was not for me. Basically, you're running trucks, picking up logs or gasoline, things like that, and delivering them from one place to the next, and trying to make sure your truck doesn't break down, or that you don't like run your truck off the road and stuff like that.
I'm watching the trailer, and I'm just watching a sideways car going down a river, and I'm just like, what a nerd. He turned over, and then I recall the very last time I played Cuisine Royale with Goo, and we were sailing down in a small lake, and that boat don't float. Nope.
Yeah, it's just not for me, you know. And they've got another version of this called Snow Runner. And
now, see, that one sounds a lot cute. That one sounds a lot more cuter and a little bit more fun.
From what I've seen, it's the exact same thing. Just you're in the mountains now with snow and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know why, but I would still prefer Snow Runner.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to check it out, I do believe they've got a deal on it over in the Epic Store. But it's just, I'm not gonna go back to this one unless there's like another Game Pass thing. Then I'll probably go in just to do that. But that's kind of what they do with the Game Pass rewards, is to try to get you to try new things, and it works. And sometimes it works in the fact that I play a game until I've beaten it because I'm just so into it. Other times I end up with this. The next thing I played was the new Streets of Rage 4, which dropped today.
Woo!
It's good. Feels good.
I've heard some of the
enemy types.
I've heard the music. It is updates from 1 and 2.
Yeah, the music's very good. I don't remember enough of 1 and 2 to confirm that it's updates, but the music is very good. You've got different kinds of enemies. You got different moves. Your character has like a special they can do, but it eats away at your health bar when you use it. Mm-hmm. So I've liked everything about it. It takes place 10 years after 3. Mm-hmm. After you've beaten X, and now his twins Y have risen to power, so you have to take down their syndicate.
Yay! Their indiscriminate anger, because X had indiscriminate anger.
I honestly don't remember, dude. It's been so
I know.
long.
But I remember. It is very much a X wants the city for himself, but why? I don't know. Oh, okay. How's he gonna do it? He's just gonna do it. Okay. Well, we're gonna get back our city because the streets are filled with rage. I guess you could call that the streets of rage.
The first stage of this is just called the streets.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. Go download it. It's not very big.
No. And there are unlockables up the yin yang.
And with it being Game Pass, I mean, come on, guys. Simple. Like, a real cheap membership gets you a lot of really good shit.
I'm going to grab it after this because I didn't know it was Game Pass. I remember you telling me. I just did not remember the message.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you go grab it because I've already beaten the first stage. And I'm playing on normal difficulty, and maybe it's just because I'm rusty, but I did not make it through on one run.
Oh, I could probably do it. I could probably do that shit.
I died and had to start over. And you get 2 lives or 3 lives starting out?
2. You get 1, and then you're 2 stock.
Yeah. And then there's also, like, a super, like, that you get for, like, you start with 1 star, and then you can find more stars.
Sure.
And so you hit Y and B, and he does, like, a real, like, big super power-up thing.
And he's got Shoryukens, if I'm not mistaken. Good old Axel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got
That's
Blaze.
what I was playing as. I was playing as Axel.
Yeah. Apparently, Axel and Blaze are the old schools that are the OG. I want to play as the new guy that got the metal arms.
Yeah, so the new guy, they talk about who both of them are. He's like he was working with someone from one of the previous games, and that's how the arms happened. I'm not entirely sure.
So it's like Jax
but the other one...
It's like Jax from Mortal Kombat.
Not less that he was like injured by the bad guys, more a scientist is trying to... He was working with like a scientist to become better or something.
Oh.
From what I gathered. But the other character is supposed to be the daughter of a character from one of the previous games.
Oh.
So that was kind of cool, too. Like another little callback to the previous games.
And she has a fucking power slide with a guitar.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, some of these fucking bad guys that do like power slides and shit, those keep fucking catching me.
Yeah. I heard later levels can be unfair.
Oh, I'm sure. But, I mean, get good, right?
Yep,
you know?
yep.
The other thing I like is it's got couch co-op.
Yeah, buddy.
And up to 4-player co-op. You each just play a different character.
Oh, that's neat.
They even represent all 4 people in the cutscenes because the concept is that you're all supposed to all be playing at the same time. Like, yes, you can play by yourself, but the story has it in mind that you're not.
Oh, that's okay. That's
so it's like
kind of cool.
when you end the first stage, the cutscene it does, you see that all 4 of your characters are there, not just Axel or whoever you played as.
Okay, I can mess with that.
So this one I highly enjoyed. And then the last one is Oxenfree.
Okay, this one I played a long time ago, but I want to hear your take on it.
Well, this one I got, I think, on Gold a really long time ago, and I just never got around to actually playing it. My friend James had like burned through the whole thing in like one day or something like that.
Yeah, it's not too big or bothersome. It is very much a simplistic storytelling.
And this is the other side of the coin where I downloaded this for a Game Pass mission, and I'm glad I did. This one is going to stay on my console until I finish it.
Good.
And it was only like 8 gigs.
Oh yeah, it's very small. It's a very small, very. I don't even want to call it a short game, but it is not. It's not by any means a big stretch. This is one of Skybound's big ones, and I will praise it until the sun comes out. But the only problem I have with it is it's that damn short.
Mm-hmm. And that, I feel like that could be a bad thing, but as long as they tell the story they need to tell, I think we'll be all right here.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the story so far. I'm enjoying the dialogue choices, and I got to the point where I got to decide who I'm going to go look for first.
Okay. I know exactly where you're at.
That's where I turned it off because I was like, I gotta get ready for the pod. I can't keep playing. No, I suggest, this is another one I suggest everyone grab. If you grabbed it when it was on free for gold and just didn't do anything with it, or you grabbed it on Game Pass and haven't done anything with it, or if you have Game Pass and haven't grabbed it yet, definitely go check it out. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say side scroller, but that's kind of what it is. Like,
it's a side scroll very light platform story. It is heavy in story.
Yes, very heavy in story. So it's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam and a 4.6 out of 5 on App Store for Apple, because I guess it's available in app form as well. I feel like those are fair from what I've seen so far, and I haven't even finished it yet.
Yeah, yeah. It is, of course, without its faults, but I just, as I said, it felt like it wasn't enough. That's just me, though. I'm just being a big baby when it came down to that game. There's a game that's similar to that, Abe's Odyssey. I played the first one, I really enjoyed it. A little bit of the second one got a little stuck, and I never went back, but I would like to see more of the first one, I guess. But we're getting a new one later on, so fuck me, am I right?
They hear you. I think they're like listening. They're like, you know what? Justin's gonna talk shit. We gotta put this out there.
Well, they already announced it a long time ago. It's just a matter of how it's gonna look.
I'm sure it'll. A lot of companies are putting a lot more work into things nowadays. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's all I've played recently. Other than that, I went back to things I was already playing. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Red Dead Redemption 2. What was the other one I've been playing? Force. The Star Wars one. Just based on the name. Fallen Order.
Yes.
So let's go into your next news story. I think we need to get this one out of the way.
Which one?
The Pokemon one.
Okay, so the people over at Peach John, a Japanese company, decided to do a handshake with Pokemon and start a collection called Pokemon Girls. It's all lingerie dedicated to...
There's some pajamas.
There's
one in here that's like a pajama set.
The Jigglypuff set, yes. I like the Jigglypuff set. It looks nice, looks classy.
There's a Pikachu set that's pajamas as well.
Yeah, Pikachu, the Pokeball with the Pikachu tail. Yeah, that one is a nice one. OG Pikachu one, a little bit more sport, if you want to call it that.
What is the bag thing underneath the Pikachu one?
I don't know, but I'm going to call it... Okay, I'm going to call it the bell bag, because it reminds me of the bag of bells from fucking Animal Crossing, but it has Pikachu's tail and weird back rolls. I don't know what the back stripes.
Yeah, the stripes on his back.
Yeah, and
back rolls.
He's a fat Pokemon. He was a fat Pokemon.
All that catch up.
Yeah. But there is a little bit more of a frilly Eevee and the fairy type evolution.
Yeah, I don't know. I stopped after this point, but the Eevee evolution that's a fairy.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not Sylveon.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I think it's Sylveon. I'm not gonna Google it or nothing because I honestly don't care.
Yeah, Sylveon.
Woo! But both of them are very, very frilly, and they do showcase their respective.
To the
Pokemons.
lingerie side.
Yeah, and they show their respective Pokemons in the stitching, which is kind of interesting. But at the same time, I'm like, who the fuck has the time?
And then they've got just like a Pikachu panty set and a Pikachu. Like
sport top.
I don't know if it's a work bra. A workout bra. It looks like a sports top. So these are on. What's interesting to me is they have Pokemon and Girls written in English and 37% off in English. Everything else is in Japanese. I don't know if you can actually order these in America. I can't figure it out. It says global shipping.
Yeah, I was about to say it is through World Shopping. It is just you have to order using the banner that is at the bottom. And it basically covers everything between the shipping and the actual cost from Japanese yen to American. So it just ensures that you can pay your money for this. Oh my god. I'm more confused that it exists.
I mean, I'm not. I see things. You go into Target and Walmart and stuff like that. They have adult underwear that's got Pokemon and stuff like that on there. So the fact that a lingerie line happened, I'm not surprised.
Okay, I did a little translation. From Girls by Peach John. Everyone loves Pokemon collection. Prior to lunch, we will introduce the entire lineup briefly. Find your favorite Pokemon. So this could potentially be just the start of it all.
I mean, you got to figure there's if you do just Gen 1, which obviously they're not because they've got
Sylveon.
But if they were to do just Gen 1, that's what, 150 Pokemon?
151. And this will be released on 5/7 at 12 noon.
All right. So only a few days.
Literally 1 week from today.
Yeah, 1 week. Nice. All right, yeah, go check it out. Peach John, if you guys want some Pokemon underwear or know someone that would, could make a good gift.
Could potentially.
I want to steer this into shoe news because it's clothing.
Up shoe news.
There we go. I sent you one that you didn't want to accept as real.
I thought it was a joke. Like, there was one in our past where I thought it was a joke. This one I thought was a goddamn joke. Just because it had, like, a weird watermark. It was higher in, like, what do they call it? Saturation. It just didn't look legitimized. But then when you sent me that when you tagged me in that Twitter thing, and I was like, no fucking way. I didn't want to.
It's 7-Eleven. It's their new Nike. Now, apparently, not the only 7-Eleven inspired shoe out there. I guess there's also a Facebook group that does sandals that are 7-Eleven. But these ones are legit through Nike and 7-Eleven together. They are orange on the back, green in the middle, red on the front to resemble the logo. It's got the actual 7-Eleven logo kind of mid back, and then the big Nike swoosh in white going across.
It's gaudy as hell. But if you do enjoy 7-Eleven, this would be a good shoe for you.
I could see buying these. Sorry, before I get to this, what I like is the logo on the side is actually stitched in.
Yeah, I will admit that's kind of nice.
If I worked at 7-Eleven, I would buy these and wear these.
Really?
Because that's just because I'm that kind of person. I think it would be funny, and I would wear these if I worked at 7-Eleven. I'd buy these and wear these. Okay. But that would be the only way that I would do it. I'm trying to find. I can't seem to find a price anywhere.
Yeah,
I checked a couple articles now.
Yeah, I don't see any either. I'm looking at even the area where to buy, and I don't see it either. So I think it's just announcement of. It's the fact that these are going to exist.
Yeah,
it says it's coming soon.
The Nike SBs 7-Eleven, but they're the Dunk Low.
Let's see how much those are naturally. So Dunk Lows go for about $85.
Okay, so you add in the fact that they're a special shoe, you're pushing over 100 at that point. Not too bad, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And also, there's already 7-Eleven hoodies and T-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. There's even 7-Eleven socks. You could be if you like 7-Eleven that much, you could be that guy.
That's scary.
But that wasn't the only shoes we had.
No. The next one
is an interesting pair.
Is another Nike.
Nike really likes to do the collabs, I've noticed.
Yeah, this one actually looks really neat. This one kind of gives me a Nickelodeon vibe.
A little bit. I definitely see that.
It's a Gatorade. And what it is it is a very, very light pastel green as the basically base, surrounded in a nice white with the sole being completely that same green. And then it's covered in a mesh. And
I thought the mesh was interesting. And it's two different levels of mesh. One, the outside is a finer mesh.
Yeah.
The inside is more of an open. Yeah. And it's got a zipper you have to pull down to get to the laces.
And then the laces are these bright orange. It's strange, but these look good.
People will definitely see it coming.
Oh, yeah. The fact that the mesh has a white shading to it kind of takes away from the color, but it doesn't, take away from the design that is on the inside. I don't know what design that is, but it's a pretty okay looking design. The outside of the shoe with that dark, like deeper mesh, has a bit more of a better intricate design with the orange swoosh. It's so interesting, but at the same time, I don't know if I'd wear them.
I don't think I would either. Honestly, I don't think I would. One last thing, they've got the Gatorade logo on the sole on the inside. I don't know what this is on the back.
It looks like a signature.
Some kind of signature on the back. These are PG4s, so maybe someone knows. Maybe it has something to do with the PG for the signature on the back.
Oh, there's another one of the Gatorade called the Gatorade All-Star that I think we overlooked on February.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll send you a picture of it real quick. Boop, boop, boop.
These also don't have a price. It says grab a detailed look at the newest collaboration flavor below. So if you want to look, it's on sneakernews.com.
Yeah.
And expect a release to arrive at Nike hopefully within the coming months.
And if it is anything like these ones that I'm showing Quincey, they're $120.
Oh wow. Yeah, those are very similar.
Yeah.
They do the exact same mesh thing.
But
so these have like a
weird
green and a purple mixed in with a little bit of pink in there.
It's
a green sole with like an orange mid.
What do they call it? Blood in the water style, like where it has that green, but then you take a teardropper and dab a little bit of purple in there.
So how much were those?
$120.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably about what you'll expect for these ones.
Holy crap! There is a lot of these collaboration ones. But as far as what that little signature is on the back, I think it's just the PG logo. I don't know who PG is. I don't know if we're supposed to know. Oh, Paul George.
Oh, okay.
Let me Google who the heck Paul George is, because me and Quincey not too big on the basketball / anything else sports related.
Yeah, my only real sport is MLB, and even that, there's a lot of people I don't know.
Okay, Paul George is a basketball player. He is pretty famous. He's younger than I am.
Okay.
And he seems to be very adept. Good for him.
Good.
And I'm glad that he has his own Nike shoe lines that actually look really good. So, more thumbs up to you, sir.
So, while we're on the subject of basketball, I've got to talk about my next article. We officially have a logo and a title for the new Space Jam.
Oh, that's right, we do.
So I'm sending you over the article right now so you can check out the logo if you want.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
LeBron James.
Well, yeah, it's LeBron James. Space Jam, a new legacy. And they're doing what they did with the original one, which is they put LeBron James for, gets top billing, he's there. But he's also right next to Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And he revealed, I think it was actually him that revealed it, right?
The hat?
Yeah, he revealed it on his Instagram.
Yeah. He is at King James on Instagram.
And I am touchy on this. I want this to happen. I want it to do well. Where my issue is not LeBron, because I think LeBron's actually a really cool guy, and I hope it all works out. I've seen how Warner Brothers treats Looney Tunes nowadays. And yes, they've got the new HBO Max show that's looking like it's taking a step towards old Looney Tunes again. But like the voices are off. There's certain things that just aren't clicking right still, and I'm a little worried that this might get that treatment.
Well, I mean, when you throw your Looney Tunes next to Brendan Fraser,
I actually like Brendan Fraser.
I don't mind him either. I'm just
he went through some really bad shit. So like,
oh yeah, he went.
Props on the guy for coming back.
He went through George of the Jungle.
Oh no! I mean like personal shit.
Oh,
yeah, he had like an ex-wife that like stole all his money and like mentally abused him and shit.
Oh, yikes! Oh well, I mean, I do enjoy him. He did freaking a few things of Fairly Odd Parents.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was oh come on, Turbo Thunder. which
I don't remember that at all.
It was the mini-series. It was a 3-part thing. Man, I don't know why that popped into my head, but it did.
So the new Space Jam will be directed by Malcolm D. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
He's done things like Night School with Tracy Morgan. That came out about 2 years ago. He's done The Best Man, The Best Man Holiday. Those were the first one was in '99. The second one was in 2013. It's something called Girls Trip, which I haven't seen.
I'm gonna go look at the ratings on that.
He's directing that.
That's not too bad.
The producer is Ryan Coogler, which I know the name, and I have to check. Okay, Black Panther, Creed, Black Panther, eventually Black Panther 2.
So in short, a lot of pretty good films.
Yeah, he does good work. Obviously, LeBron James, but it's also going to have Duncan Henderson and Maverick Carter. Duncan Henderson is he's in Maleficent, Master and Commander, things like that.
Oh, the older gentleman, yeah.
I think so, or maybe he's not. Is he in it, or is he? Sorry, no, he's a producer.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
My bad.
Okay, but
I've and then
heard
Maverick
of
Carter's the other producer. That's what it is.
Okay, and then
Maverick Carter's done things like.
I don't know what Maverick Carter is.
No, I've got it. He did a Muhammad Ali movie. What was it? What's My Name?
Oh,
yeah. And then it's going to star LeBron James. Don Cheadle's going to be in it.
Oh,
yeah. I like Don Cheadle a lot.
I love Don Cheadle.
And then I don't want to fuck up this name. Sonequa Martin Green.
And it's going to be January 16th, 2021.
Yeah, we're looking at January 16th, 2021. Sonequa's done a lot of television, a lot of big shows. She's done Star Trek Discovery. She's done The Walking Dead. She's done Once Upon a Time. So she's got some pretty big ones under her belt, too.
Okay.
So this has the potential to be good. I'm not worried about the human actors. I'm worried about the animated side of things.
Really?
And I'm just...
I don't know. I saw fucking... what was their last animated one? Their live-action animated half-half. Back in Action?
Yeah, Back in Action was the Brandon Fraser one, yeah.
Yeah. There was one after that didn't do well.
I don't remember there being one after that.
What Looney Tunes live-action movie are there? Let's see what we got here.
What the fuck did I do?
I don't know. I should have sworn there was another one after Back in Action, but I guess it was Back in Action that came to my mind. With Steve Martin as the villain. Yes, I did not like that one.
Yeah, that's back. Yeah.
Then I did not like that one.
It has moments like Brendan Fraser's dad. It is supposed to be a spy, and it's played by
you know what I wanted to see? You know who I wanted to see more than Steve Martin as the villain? Dana Carvey.
Yeah, Dana Carvey would probably have been good for how the villain was in that.
Yeah. Seeing Steve Martin try and do the thin dweeb that didn't really know how to portray.
It's Timothy Dalton, by the way, one of the James Bonds.
Oh, yes. But,
no, I liked it for certain things. I agree. I love Steve Martin, but I do feel it was a weird role for him, and Dana Carvey probably would have been a good pick. Do you realize Ron Perlman's in that?
I don't remember.
So he plays one of the board members of Steve Martin's side. He's one of the bad guys. And he's the guy that objects to them using the Tasmanian Devil to go after Brendan Fraser and Bugs. And so Steve Martin releases Taz on him, and Taz eats him and leaves him as just a skeleton.
Okay. I'll definitely need to rewatch. I mean, half me wants to rewatch it just because it's like there's a few bits of the movie where I'm like I can recall them, and that's why I don't like it. But then there's a couple parts of the movie where I'm like, I don't remember this.
Well, then Michael Jordan had a cameo, I do believe.
That I definitely don't remember.
It's at the end.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
It's at the end when Steve Martin's like, oh, I'm not actually this, and he like unzips himself and shows that he's like something else. And then that unzips himself, and like it's like this repeated unzipping costumes thing. And at one point, he's Michael Jordan, and then he finally reveals that no, it still
was him the
whole
time.
It was like it's the Steve Martin bad guy the whole time. It's just was wearing a bunch of costumes, I guess, because cartoons. Why not?
Because funny, haha moment.
Yeah, like I said, it's not the human element that I'm worried about in it. It's the other side of things.
Yeah.
So, I've got a couple more movie things, like for upcoming movies and stuff. Do you have anything in that realm?
I've got a TV show.
Yeah, let's hit that.
So, I fucking loved Goosebumps as a kid.
Viewer beware, you're in for a scare.
Bark, 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 bark. I fucking love that part of the friggin' opening every single time.
You know it's on Netflix. Or
yes,
at least it was.
Yeah, okay. I knew it was, but yeah, no, I'd never had Netflix since Punisher finished up.
Gotcha.
But I'm excited to announce that thanks to Sony Pictures TV, which Quincey has voiced his opinion
I'm
on
weary
Sony. Yeah, you're very weary about it, but I'm happy to say that we might get something. I'm just.
I hope it works out.
I don't know where. I don't know how. They haven't. It's in like pre-production, but it is a fact of the matter that it is going to happen. I just don't know where. I don't know how.
So now it's said to be a live-action Goosebumps show.
Yes.
Now the old show was the different books.
Yes.
And they were mostly accurate to how the books were.
There was one that kind of strayed a little bit, and I think it was...
There was a couple that strayed a bit.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's the one with the pumpkin head on the very front. I can see it, but I can't...
I know what you're talking about. I think it might be Pumpkinhead. Let's see.
Goosebumps covers. Let's go.
Bumps.
Oh,
excuse me. Sorry.
I've replaced myself with a pumpkin head.
Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns?
I think so. It's either that one or the Haunted Mask. But even still, they changed a few. I remember very, very sharply A Night in Terror Tower. The one that they did for that one. That one was spot on.
I remember, like, Monster Blood, because that was Lauren's favorite.
Monster Blood was a good one. I remember
the one with the sponge.
I remember the specialty. I remember the specialty books, the Choose Your Own Adventure ones.
Those I didn't have any of them, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, those ones were the top shit. What I would like to see is R.L. Stine do a little bit more of a mature, if you will.
He did.
He did?
I think so, yeah. I think he ended up doing... Let's see. R.L. Stine. I think he did some first one. Yeah. Red Rain. And Superstitious. Yeah, he did a couple books that are meant a little bit more for adults, and then he did some that are kind of like he also did some that are kind of in that in between point of Goosebumps and being a full adult. He did some kind of in the middle there too. Now I went and saw the Goosebumps live action movie with Jack Black, the first one.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty good. The concept is that R.L. Stine exists and the books are a thing and whatnot. Jack Black plays R.L. Stine in it.
Okay.
But what it is what he writes becomes real, so he has to keep the books locked up, like the original copies.
Oh.
And new neighborhood kid moves in, gets into his house, opens up some of the books, and releases the monsters. The worst being the dummy. And so now they have to stop all of them. R.L. Stine cameos in it and everything. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. Then they decided they were going to do a sequel. Didn't really advertise very well, and the only returning character was Jack Black.
Oh.
And so I never sat down and watched it.
Yeah. Jack Black does a lot of really good projects.
Yeah. I liked the story. There was a good story for the first one, and to just kind of get rid of all those characters kind of ruined what they had built up. So
Gotcha.
I'll eventually watch it. I am a little hyped for the show. I just don't trust Sony, so we'll see. Now, for me, over in other movie news, I got a few things here for you.
Okay.
Let's start with the big thing with AMC deciding they will not show Universal movies anymore.
Okay, yeah. I get why, because when you told me, I was like, I get it, but at the same time, that's very petty.
So AMC came out and said they're not going to show Universal films anymore because of Universal releasing previously promised movies, like movies that were supposed to be in theaters. Mainly the big one being Trolls World Tour was supposed to be released in theaters, but due to the theater closures because of COVID-19, they decided we'll release them on video on demand instead. And they did really well. They said that, let me double check right here. Universal said that Trolls World Tour made, where is it? It was in this article. I can't find the exact amount, but in its first week on video on demand, it basically made what the previous movies had made in their first month. So they can't ignore that level of success, and they said they're going to do more videos on demand. But they're still going to do movies in theater as well. So
what you're telling me is there's not going to be too much damage to the theater business.
Yeah, they said that they're going to gauge it on a per movie. Like, what movies they think are best done in a video on demand versus being put in theaters.
Yeah. And I mean,
Fast and the Furious is a theater type movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then you have literally the one movie that we never thought we would get. We get it. It was Onward.
Yeah, that one, from Disney and Pixar, straight to video on demand, pretty much.
And it was amazing. It was probably well received. The only downside is they're not going to see theater purchases. They're just going to see subscribers.
Yeah. So with all this, AMC got upset and said they're not going to show any more Universal movies. They said we're not going to do business with Universal anymore. And they brought in NATO, the National Association of Theater Owners, to say that, none of us are doing it anymore. And so NATO had to come out and be like, we're not part of that. That's AMC's decision. And it's even come out that some of the people that own AMC theaters are like, they didn't talk to us about it. They're just straight up deciding this for us. Now, Universal responded. It's about a paragraph long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But they talk that they feel like there's a desire to do things in theaters, and there's a desire to do things at home. And it's always been their desire to efficiently deliver entertainment to as wide of an audience as possible. They say, we absolutely believe in theatrical experiences and have made no statement to this contrary. As we stated earlier, going forward, we expect to release future films directly to theaters as well as PVOD, when that distribution outlet makes sense. We look forward to having additional private conversations with our exhibition partners, but are disappointed by these seemingly coordinated attempts from AMC and NATO to confuse our position and our actions. They're very proper, to the point. Look, you're overreacting, you're overstepping. And in the midst of all this, people were like, Regal's boycotting too. So Regal came out, and here's Regal's exact thing. Regal is not boycotting Universal, nor any other studio. We will continue our normal policy of play movies that respect the theatrical window, allowing movies to be released first in theaters prior to streaming or video on-demand platforms.
Okay, cool, good.
Straight, simple, to the point. I already like Regal. I don't like AMC theaters. We have one. No, we have two. The one that I've been to took the place of a different theater. They overcharge for concessions. Their sizes are terrible. Their staff isn't all that great. The reward system sucks. I don't like anything about AMC theaters. So them being like, we're not going to show Universal movies, doesn't bother me any.
Yeah, no.
I think after this summer,
Century.
They'll change their mind.
One can hope.
And let's see. Other movie news that I have here. they finally announced it. They're going to do a live-action Hercules over at Disney. I'm not liking the whole live-action remake thing. I don't know that anyone can play Phil TDs better than Danny DeVito.
That's what I'm saying. If they bring back Phil to reprise his role, I think they got someone who's going to watch it. I will watch it.
Apparently, they have reached out to the Russos to direct it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. And the writer for Shang-Chi is, I think, in talks to write on it, which is another Marvel thing. So they kind of turned to their Marvel staff and went, "You guys want to do this?
Come on. Let's go. Get in there. Do it.
We'll see. A few more movie and television-based things here. There's a new show from Disney Plus called Prop Culture. It's going to focus on some of like the more famous props from different Disney things. For instance, some of the clay statues from Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like that. It'll debut tomorrow. It's a historian and avid movie pop collector Dan Lanigan, exploring the making of iconic Disney films through the lens of memorabilia, movie props, and costumes. Each episode focuses on a different film. I think it sounds really cool.
That does sound pretty interesting.
There's going to be 8 episodes when it comes out. They're going to focus on Mary Poppins, Tron, the original, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and The Muppet Movie.
What a very interesting spectrum.
Yeah, a little bit of everything for everyone. I tell you right off the bat, I am hooked all the way up until Chronicles of Narnia, which is kind of where I check out a little bit, and then you got me right back with Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the Muppet Movie.
Yeah.
They've even got, I think, Elfman. Yeah, Elfman's in the Nightmare one and talks with the guy as well. So you get to see a little bit of Denny Elfman talking about his time working on that, because he, while being like the person that does the film score and stuff, also is the singing voice for Jack Skellington. Not the speaking voice, that's Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, the singing.
And then my last movie thing, I think,
movie.
Jim Carrey talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay, what's he say?
He wants to wear a fat suit.
Okay, so he wants to be the Eggman.
Yep. So yeah, he wants to do it. This came out when who was it? I want to get this guy's name right. Here we go. Okay, yeah. So there was an interview with the director, Jeff Fowler. He was doing interviews and letting people ask questions, and there was a kid on it. They got to ask him some questions. Is there going to be another Sonic movie? And he said, well, I think we all hope there will be. Everybody really wants to do another one. We want to do another one. And the whole cast, but there's nothing official yet. But we've been talking about it, so hopefully there will be a second one before too long. And they kind of delved into some more stuff there and touched on the fact that they all thought it would be funny if Carrey was in the second one, and that that Carrey wants to do the fat suit. They also talked about possible Knuckles and stuff like that.
And Knuckles and Knuckles and Knuckles.
More Knuckles. So yeah, he wants to go full Eggman.
Yes, emeralds.
Alright, so what do you got up next?
So, I mean, I'm neutral to Zoom. You're negative to Zoom.
I don't like security problems. Fix security problems, we stop having issues.
The privacy risks, you are correct. But
and that's with any company.
You're right. But this one is a bit of an interesting thing, considering you have now 4 times the people using it worldwide. And who knows, maybe your security's a little bit better. But when game companies are saying, here's a backdrop from our game that you can have, because they give you kind of like a halfway green screen effect, where you can just as long as it has your depth perception.
Kind of the same way that TikTok does.
Kind of. They give you backgrounds. And a lot of gaming companies has basically given up some, such as Bethesda for Fallout and Skyrim. Street Fighter has given some from Street Fighter 2 and from Street Fighter 5. Final Fantasy VII Remake pulled out a couple thanks to Square Enix. Ubisoft gave a good collection. Sega gave a whole bunch, including Kamurocho from Yakuza. SNK gave a couple from what I think to be Samurai Showdown and Final Fury, I think. Mario Odyssey gave a couple. Double Fine gave a couple live-action ones, such as from Psychonauts 2 and Rad. Minomi Park gave a few really breathtaking-looking visages from Slime Rancher. And a whole bunch more. I could go on for a long time to tell you what all has kind of backed this.
And what kind of brought this all to our attention was there's a bunch of Studio Ghibli ones.
Oh, that too.
They've got My Neighbor Totoro, and then a bunch of other shit that I don't know, because I don't know Studio Ghibli.
Let me take a peek.
There's like 4 here.
Okay, so that one is My Neighbor Totoro. That one there is Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't know what the one with the cherry blossoms is, and I don't know what I think the very bottom one is Spirited Away.
Okay. So they're very nice. From what I understand, there's also an official Star Wars one as well. So
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's very easy to get a scene area and just kind of like makeshift it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Ghibli is amazing as far as visuals. There's one from almost every movie. Ponyo, Porco Rosso. Oh god, the cat one. I keep forgetting that. But even still, there's a lot here now. Wow, that's a lot. But holy crap, this program is becoming popular again. I just hope that there isn't as many security breaks at this point.
I hope they're fixing that. Yeah. So I realized I had one more movie thing and I messed up.
How dare you?
I know, I'm a failure.
You're not a failure.
Cancel the whole show.
Okay.
No. I haven't seen this yet, but it is definitely on my list. The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh.
Wes Anderson's movie. I've heard amazing things. What I've seen looks really good. I really want to watch it. It's been on a list for a while, but it's never streaming anywhere for some reason.
Really?
Every time I look for it, I can't find it. Well, it came out in 2014 and it has been added this April. It hit the Criterion Collection. So they're going to do a big special Criterion box for it that's coming out. It's going to do 2K digital transfer, supervised by director Wes Anderson, and with 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack on the Blu-ray. New audio commentary featuring Anderson, filmmaker Roman Coppola, and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, man.
Selected scene storyboard Animax. The making of the Grand Budapest Hotel, a new documentary about the film. New interviews with cast and crew. Video essays from 2015 and 2020 by critic Matt Zoller Seitz and film scholar David Bordwell. Behind-the-scenes special effects and test footage, trailers. 2 pieces by critic Richard Brody, and with the Blu-ray, a double-sided poster and other ephemera? Whatever. So, yeah, it's out now. You can get this. But what they did is they put a little 5.5-minute clip up. I do believe the whole actual thing is 25 minutes when you get the set. They have this on there. It's a full 25-minute thing. But they put a little 5.5-minute clip where it's the animated moments from the movie, like the animated moments from the movie, and Wes Anderson actually narrates over it. So you can go and check that out. It's on YouTube. It's all over the place. It's on Polygon. Just so you can see a little bit of what you're going to get from this special box set.
Yeah, Criterion, do they do the limited runs, or do they just go? For
the most part, they just go. They kind of keep them in circulation. Yeah. There might be like a serial number saying first print or something like that. I'm not sure.
Because I remember you showed me a long time ago, back when we first met, that Godzilla had one.
Yeah, they've got some Godzilla Criterions.
And I would love to get my hands on at least one of those.
Yeah, I think they keep them in reprint because Criterion kind of more shows like this movie matters. This movie deserves respect. This movie needs to keep coming around, type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Like we did it for Dazed and Confused, and I can see that. I could see keeping some
why
movie
it's
around.
Yeah, why it's considered an important point in film and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a bunch more gaming stuff. So wherever you want to take it next.
I'm down for what you got. I don't have I have actually nothing left except for the gaming news that we're probably going to talk about.
All right. Let me do my one non-gaming, and then we'll just go full into gaming from there on.
Okay.
So, Oscar Mayer, they have a Twitter. It's at Oscar Mayer. They're doing a lot of fun things. First of all, apparently, when washing your hands, you can sing the "Oh, I Wish I Were" an Oscar Mayer Wiener song, and that will be long enough for you to wash your hands. If you don't want to do Happy Birthday or the ABCs or the Freddy Krueger song or any of that. Also, they're doing a thing where they're donating 1 million meals to Feeding America. And for this Saturday, they want to do a thing where they're calling it Front Yard Cookout, where they're encouraging you to roll your grill into your driveway and cook in your front yard so that you can see your neighbors who are also cooking in their driveways, but from a distance, to have like a community thing.
Yeah.
And they're asking that you talk about it. Yeah, block party, but at a distance.
Yes.
And they're asking that you talk about it by using the hashtag Front Yard Cookout. And they're saying for every time that hashtag gets used, they will donate another meal to Feeding America, all the way up to 1 million meals. So I did my part, and I went and did a hashtag.
Good.
I think it's some pretty cool stuff from a company that already does a lot of things that they don't have to do. Like, think about the Weedy Mobile. Like, that is such an unusual thing for a company, but they do it. And it's still a thing to this day.
It's still driving around.
Yeah. It's out there. It's being creepy. I mean, it's out there being cute.
It is a little unnerving to see it at times. I do have one more little tidbit of news. It's not really much news, much more as a confirmation of something I really didn't want to get into.
Okay.
So, The Last of Us 2 is coming out in June 19th. Yeah. I got spoiled on a lot of things.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do we want to put it out there?
I am not putting it out there. I refuse. Okay. It made me not want to buy the game. Because someone let this out.
I already didn't want to buy the game from what I was seeing.
Now, see, I wanted to get it just because I do enjoy the human-on-human aspect of... that's the reason why I like The Walking Dead. The dead were just extra. They were not the main focus. It was the people.
See, that's funny, because that's what takes Lauren away from The Walking Dead, but she absolutely loves The Last of Us.
I mean, I like them both. I like Walking Dead and I like The Last of Us. They both are pretty much the same. But... I guess it's the nature of how they're being handled, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw of The Last of Us 2, as far as the spoiler in nature, wasn't just one thing. No. It was about 4. In quick, rapid succession.
Wow. Son of a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, people on Twitter really need to keep their fucking mouth shut. If they
Twitter's the worst for spoilers, man.
Yeah, I believe it or not, this is only the 3rd thing I've ever seen on Twitter that was ever spoiled for me. So, fairly good.
AEW always gets spoiled for me on Twitter, and I am 2 episodes behind, so I'm being very careful.
Yeah, that I can see. That one I can see.
If
you're behind, if you're behind on something that's a live show, I can see that being a problem.
Well, I've gotten plenty of Marvel spoilers, and it's been like, well, good thing I went and saw that on opening night, because that would have wrecked it for me. You know? I'm trying to think of some of the other things that have been spoiled for me. Surprisingly, Star Wars never got spoiled for me. People
are very good with Star Wars.
But no, Twitter's definitely been a bad place. Facebook's terrible for it too.
Facebook's the worst. Facebook, I was spoiled on. What was it? It was Yakuza 5.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They showed me the last cutscene.
Well, don't say it, because I'll get there eventually.
Oh, yeah, no. I was watching and I'm like, I don't remember this. And I was, like, scratching my beard, and I, like, leaned forward. I was like, what is this? And I kept watching, and I'm like, oh, no, this is not any of the ones I've played before. Oh, no.
It's pretty bad out there. I don't know why people... I understand wanting to talk about things, and that's fine.
Yeah, or at least give a warning.
That purposely spoil things. Like, I saw a GIF going around, and it's been out, but I'm gonna put it right now so that anyone that hasn't seen it that wants to. This is a spoiler. That is all over the internet, but a spoiler for the very end of Endgame.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I have seen plenty of GIFs where it shows like someone's about to fall or something, and here's the spoiler. Right when they're about to fall, it shows Tony going, I am Iron Man. It's like, why would you do that? Why is that okay to you? What?
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. Like, they get a weird enjoyment out of it, and I don't understand that. So, well, I'm sorry you got things spoiled for you, but maybe with the way you're talking, maybe it's a good thing.
I mean, I still kind of want to get the game just because, I want to see how things kind of fold into place.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could talk about this. So already, with Resident Evil 3 being out only for so long, people have modded it to have dinosaurs from Dino Crisis and all that. They went harder on it and actually added in the models and textures of the dinosaurs. They took it one extra step.
Well, quarantine's getting to everybody.
Oh, man. People have a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I am not mad at that. Even the Bloodborne mod for Dark Souls 3 is slowly seeing a little bit of updates, and I'm like, I can't wait. There's a lot of things that are just being made, and that is good.
Well, there's just been some amazing mods out there that are not even on like goofing around type of things, like people making their own stories and things like Fallout and stuff like that. Where there's just been amazing mods. I say keep the creativity rolling.
Oh yeah.
So I'll ignore the free games now. We'll do the free games last. So if you happen to be on Twitter or Facebook, because it's been going around there too, you might have noticed people are trying to find people to play Animal Crossing with. Elijah Wood's been sliding people's DMs trying to sell his radishes. This one surprised me though, and made me so happy. Machete himself, Danny Trejo, is asking for people to play Animal Crossing with. He said he posted a photo of himself and his little character, and says, "Okay, this is more fun with pals. Who wants my dodo code? Hashtag Animal Crossing."
He's very wholesome, and I enjoy him.
What I love is you've got this guy who's known as like this badass motherfucker who was in prison and has written a freaking cookbook with other prisoners about prison food, owns a taco shop in LA, all this shit, and he's like, well, I'll play Animal Crossing with some people. Like, I love it. It's just so great. There's a few other famous people that have been kind of popping up. What is it? The writer of Rogue One. He's been posting a bunch of Animal Crossing stuff too.
Really?
Yeah. There's plenty of people.
It's a big game.
I've never played any of them. I've never played a single Animal Crossing game.
I played the one for the GameCube, and I think a little bit of New Leaf, but
you cut out there a little bit of what?
New Leaf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played any of them.
I would like to play this new one. The only downside is with this new one, you can't get any of the old NES games that you can just plop down and play. GameCube, the GameCube OG one was the only one where you could actually do that, which kind of depresses me a little bit. But I mean,
yeah, but I guess
licensing
everything
terms.
cuts something out somewhere, and that kind of makes sense with licensing and whatnot, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Next, I've got the Fortnite World Cup is canceled due to the pandemic. Epic came out and made this announcement. We all kind of expected it. They say physical events for the rest of 2020 and all Fortnite competitions will now be held online due to the limitations of the cross-region online competition. There will not be a Fortnite World Cup in 2020. So they're keeping all the other things going, but they have to stop the World Cup because of the cross-region stuff online. So we saw it coming in. It's just kind of the wave right now. We've talked about NASCAR people playing NASCAR games. We've talked about MLB people and NHL people playing games. Okay. Serena Williams, Steve Aoki, and a couple other stars are getting together to do some tennis. Let's see. Who are the other stars? Vanessa Williams, Maria Sharapova, and Gigi Hadid, as well as a TikToker, Addison Rae, are all getting together to do some tennis game. A little tennis game called Mario Tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to be doing Mario Tennis Ace Tournament to benefit COVID-19 relief efforts.
Good. I like Aoki. I think he's good.
Oh, yeah, Aoki's cool. Did you ever see Too Fast, Too Furious?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the lady at the beginning? She's driving the pink car that gets all wrecked. She keeps hanging out with Ludacris.
Yeah.
I do believe that's his sister.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, they did a big tweet, and it was a tweet or an Instagram? Let me double check before I commit to one or the other.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it was a tweet. And they did the whole stay at home. So tune in on Sunday on Facebook Gaming to watch the Ultimate Doubles competition, which will have Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka doing it, and then there will be a couple other people joining in. Yeah, so if you want to check it all out, it'll be this Sunday. It doesn't have a time, though. It's kind of bugging me. Let me see if I can get a time for you guys. Here we go, 1 p.m. PT. Oh, there's a lot of people doing this. Way more than what this was originally looking like. Seal's going to be there. Kevin Anderson. Tyler Fritz. Yeah, all kinds of people are going to be part of this. So yeah, check that out on Facebook Gaming this Sunday. Okay. I like that. Yeah. It's a nice, fun one. And then we already talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla a little bit. It'll actually be the game they use to give us gameplay for the Series X from Xbox. So May 7th, they're going to release gameplay for Valhalla, and that'll also be the first look at gameplay on the Series X.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, all right. You want to show us what your console can do? Make it happen, Captain.
Mm-hmm. So the Xbox Series X gameplay will debut on the next episode of Inside Xbox, Microsoft's live stream video presentation on May 7th at 11 a.m. ET or 8 a.m. PT. So I've watched a few of the Inside Xbox things. They're pretty good. Not bad. I might check this out just to get an idea what this console can do and to get a good look at the new Assassin's Creed game.
Little column A, little column B.
Mm-hmm. All right. So all I got left now is my free games for the month, and the new additions to Game Pass.
Okay, let's go.
So Game Pass got a few new things. Some things we had already told you guys was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll focus on the ones that we didn't know were coming that just kind of popped up. As long as this loads before my phone dies.
Okay.
Load, you bastard. So we knew about Streets of Rage 4, but we also got something called Levelhead.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't know anything about. Then we also got... Nope. Phone's failing me. Phone is failing me hard.
I got you. Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Hyperloot and Moving Out. Oh, sorry, not Hyperloot. Hyperdot and Moving Out. Those are the other ones. So those ones just all kind of showed up.
Moving Out, I think, is one of those very crazy, little zany, bubbly type of games where you pick up a couch and it explodes. Yeah.
And what's Hyperdot? Let's see.
I don't know nothing about nothing. Hyperdot. Hyperdot is a minimalist action arcade game with one rule: dodge everything. So it's pretty much 100 levels of dodge.
Interesting. All right. So yeah, those are currently on Game Pass along with the new Streets of Rage, obviously. So you might want to check those out. I'm not too excited for maze-free games from pretty much anywhere. I think Epic's the only one that's got something where I'm like, yeah, that's not terrible. That looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You want to take PlayStation? I'll take Xbox.
Sure. So your PlayStation Plus games for May are as follows: Farming Simulator 2019 and City Skylines PlayStation 4 Edition. God, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I like City Skylines, but...
I do too, but you're right. You're right. It, for something that simple, like if it said City Skylines with the Industry DLC or the other DLC that it comes with, I cannot recall, but there's another DLC that comes with it. If it was one of those two DLCs that came with it, I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, go get it. But that's it. And for this month, I should say, it was Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Dirt Rally 2.0. I'm like, Dirt Rally is the only game I'd play out of all four of these.
Yeah.
And that's a $40 game, because it wasn't released too long ago. I think it was February of last year? Yeah, February 26, 2019. Mm-hmm. So,
switching over to Xbox.
Hit me.
May 1st to May 31st, we got V-Rally 4. It's a racing game. It looks like you do a little bit of muscle cars, you do a little bit of actual race cars, and a little bit of off-roading. It's another free racing game again.
I do like Rally, though.
I mean, okay, so are you excited for this then?
I'm not really excited. I mean, I enjoy rally racing. I've enjoyed rally racing since, 2004. It's just, I've never really played too many of the games. I'm neutral, but leaning more toward positive. Will I download this? Probably.
And then the other May 1st one, May 1st to May 15th, is Sensible World of Soccer. Play on Xbox One, it says at the bottom. It's it's an Xbox 360 game that is now, or not now, but is backwards compatible. It's a $10 game.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. May 16th, June 15th, Warhammer Inquisitor.
Now, hold on a minute.
That's probably the biggest takeaway from all this.
Yeah.
So that one's May 16th to June 15th, and then Overlord. Now, this is the image of Overlord, but when I saw the announcement, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Overlord 2. So I think someone dropped the ball over at Xbox. I think it's supposed to be Overlord 2. I think they put the wrong image up. I'm double checking. Yep, it's Overlord 2. The Overlord games are okay. I played the first one, beat it. I played about half of the second one before just kind of getting like meh with it. The problem with Overlord 2 is it's one of those games where you kill everything, and it's one of those games where it's like they're trying to be cringy and whatnot, and so one of the first things you do is you send your little minions out and they start clubbing baby seals.
Oh.
Because you are the bad guy.
It's a little too on the nose? Is that what you're getting at?
Not even that. It's more one of those things of like, it's definitely not for everyone, and you definitely can't play it around everyone.
Oh.
And also, not like the most amazing game ever. It's decent, though. However, we were talking about Epic. They had a little game that's coming up for free on the 7th, May 7th to May 4th. And we were looking at it and we're like, what? Is this like a little idle simulator thing? What the fuck? And then we read about it and I watched a little bit of the trailer and this actually looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
So it's called Death Coming. It's a little pixel game. It's a non-linear puzzle game where you must harvest human souls, very Final Destination style. You push over pots. You knock a window cleaner down to where he falls and knocks over something else that takes out people. You have to dodge angels because guardian angels will protect the people. And the goal is to kill people and get souls. Create chaos.
Devour.
It looks kind of fun. And getting this for free, not bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's nothing asked out of you.
So, might want to check that out. I mean, free is free, right? Why not claim them?
Yes.
That's all I've got.
That's all I've got too. It not too much this week, but enough to fill the mug.
It's definitely it's definitely picking up though. Things are definitely, the news is starting to get a little heavier.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining us. Check out our links in the description.
Did you want to cover anything on Humble Bundle today?
No. The only thing that's there is something that already existed, which is the Walking Dead bundle. We already talked about that a long time ago.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's it, guys. We'll see you later, Percolator.
Oh, God. That one I wasn't expecting. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.